Hello, hello, hi, folks. Welcome. Happy Monday. In hopes that you squeezed more out of your day than the day squeezed out of you. Welcome. Good to see you. I really do hope you squeezed more out of your day. Those are the days that really you get the best flavor out of. And then there are days that, you get squeezed. The weekend, today, it's been one of those for me, but we'll keep going, right? We'll keep going. So if I lose train of thought, or if I forget what I'm about to, or what I'm supposed to say in my conversation, forgive me, but we'll get it together. Today I was watching Ted Lasso, the show on Apple TV. And if you're not watching that, if you're into like good quality shows, PK, if you're into good quality shows with a touch of personal development and a humor, Ted Lasso is a good show. So I'm watching this episode tonight, right? And man, this guy hits. Boom, his points are so good. So he shared something that really got to me, right? And it was almost like a confirmation of what I have, what I believe and what I've talked about before. I believe that when you meet somebody, right, it doesn't matter where, when, how. When you meet somebody, I truly believe there's 2 points to that. One is you meet them for a reason, and then you meet them for a season, right? So you meet them for a reason. Now, you may not always know why you met this person. You may not always know the reason why your paths crossed, right? You may not know that. Now, eventually, you might find out the reason. Oh, that's why I met this person. Oh, that's why, right? But in the beginning, you may not, or you might, right? So you meet them for a reason, and then you meet them for a season. Now, the season could be as long as, a lifetime, or it could be as short as 2 minutes, like a cashier at a grocery store. So you meet people for a reason and a season. And we don't know the reason all the time. And we don't always know the season all the time, right? So those are the 2 points when you meet somebody, right? And he was talking in the show, there's I think it's season 2 episode, I want to say 2. But I don't want to give it away, because then if you haven't watched it, then you want to watch it. I don't want to give it away. But there's a point he's talking about this one. Gosh, I don't want to give it away. He's talking about the team's dog's mascot or what have you, right? And team's dog, let's call him that, team's dog, right? And he's just giving a speech, and at one point he refers to this, and I thought this is so powerful. He pauses for a second and he says, it's strange how something can make you cry knowing that it's just there, knowing that it's there, it makes you cry. And it also can make you cry knowing it's not there, right? And it's such a powerful point. When you meet somebody and you're crying because they're there, right? It's out of joy and happiness and maybe excitement, all that stuff, right? Now, I'm totally relating this to meeting people, right? This could apply to anything, really, right? Even a pet, right? But I'm particularly speaking about people because we run into people more than anything else. So um, you're excited, you got, let's say, tears of joy, right? And then sometime down the road, um, you're crying because that's not there. Not everything lasts forever, and that may be bittersweet, it may be good, it may be bad. I don't know, right? But I thought that's powerful. But he ended with this. He said, I think those people come to our lives to take us to a better place. And that's where my 2 points come into play. You meet them for a season, and then the reason, right? They take you to a better place. Now, does that always happen like that? No, right? But does it happen like that? Yeah, right? But I think it's so important to pay attention to that. I think if we pay attention to those 2 points, I think we'll cherish the time in between a lot more. You know what I mean? I think keeping those 2 points in mind, the beginning and the end, the crying because it's there, the crying because it's not there. If we keep those 2 alive, I think we would enjoy the in-between much more. Well, we would cherish it much more. We would appreciate it much more. Maybe we'd even pay more attention to it, right? Because then you're aware of the beginning and the end. I thought that was just such a nice way he put it together. And, I remember, let's talk about the pet, for example, right? You guys know my little guy's story, right? I remember the day I got him. I'm gonna cry right now. I remember the day I got him, and that I was so excited. So excited, right? I remember the day I got him. And then I also remember the day that I had to put him to sleep. Right? And although I was not aware of the beginning and the end, I wasn't aware of the 2 points, I did cherish that in between. However, at the end, don't you end up like, I don't like to use the word regret, but you end up like cherishing those times even more? I think that's where you'd want to get. That's where you want to get. Hi, Shima Jun. How are you? Welcome, welcome. I hope you watch the replay. I think you will really enjoy it. So isn't that interesting, though? I think that's such an amazing, powerful point, because if we keep those 2 in mind, I think it just becomes so much, it'll have so much more depth. You know what I mean? It'll mean so much more. Things that are there in the beginning, that just knowing they're there, they make you cry, and then knowing they're not there, it makes you cry. Kind of crazy, right? But Ted Lasso. I think this was, like I said, season 2, episode 2. I keep looking there because that's where the TV is. But I think that's what it is. So if you're interested, check it out. But hopefully you got some love, some inspiration, some value from this. Definitely want to get your feedback. Hey, what do you think about reason, season? What has been most meaningful reason and season to you? Or who was that person to you, if you would? Hey, if you're brave, drop it down in the comments below. Let this feed grow. I appreciate you guys. And as always, if you care, you show by sharing. So share this on your wall, tag a couple people to this, do what you gotta do, spread the love, drop your thoughts and feedback below, your takeaway from that little segment that I shared with you. Drop that in the comments below. I appreciate you guys, And until tomorrow, when we do it all over again. Much love.